What if I told you your Kafka application is lying to you? What if every message process successfully log that you see is hiding a major problem that's happening in total silence? You trust Kafka with your most important data, financial transactions, user activity, and real-time analytics. But your system could be silently losing important events or just bad at processing them twice. And you wouldn't even know until it's too late. This can corrupt your data, break your reports, and leads to a serious problem for your business. This isn't some rare theoretical problem. It's a ticking time bomb, and it's built into the way most developers use Kafka by default. Today, we are going to diffuse it. We are going to expose the silent killer in your Kafka setup, not managing offset correctly. And I'm going to show you step by step how to configure your system to truly guarantee that every single message is processed exactly once. The heart of the problem is a dangerous race condition, a high stake fight between doing the work and saying you did the work. Let's make this real. Imagine your application processes online bill payments. The job is simple. First, charge the customer's credit card, and second, mark the bill as paid. But the timing of when you mark it paid changes everything. Scenario 1. Your app marks the bill as paid before charging the card. Then the payment gateway fails. Your system now says the customer paid, but you never got the money. That payment is lost forever. Scenario 2. The app successfully charges the card but then crashes before it can mark the bill as paid. What happens? When the system restarts, it sees the bill is still due and charges the customer all over again. You have just infuriated the customer by double billing them. One path leads to data loss, the other data duplication. This is exactly what's happening inside your Kafka consumer. The decision of when and how to mark the bill as paid, or in Kafka's world, commit the offset, is the single most important factor for how reliable your whole system is. And I will tell you right now, the default settings are not your friend. To really get this, we need to talk about offsets. An offset in Kafka is just a simple number, a bookmark, that tells your consumer exactly where it left off in a partition. When a consumer reads a batch of messages, it has to report back to Kafka which bookmark it reached. This process is called offset committing. This committing offsets get stored in a special internal Kafka topic called consumer offsets. Think of it as Kafka's master record book, tracking every consumer's progress. Now here is where we hit the first massive trap, auto commit. By default, many Kafka client libraries have a feature enabled called enable auto commit equal to true. As the name says, it automatically commits offsets for you in the background every few seconds. Sound convenient, right? Less code for you to write. But this convenience is a lie. It's the direct cause of both data loss and duplication. Let's break down how. If auto commit is on, your consumer fetches a batch of messages and starts processing them. Somewhere in the background, that 5 seconds timer dings, and the library tells Kafka, "Yup, I'm done with this." But what if your application crashes 1 second later before it actually finished processing everything in the batch? The broker thinks the messages were processed because the offset was committed. When your app restarts, it will ask for the next batch, and the messages that were in memory during the crash are gone forever. Never processed, never to be sent again. That is the silent data loss caused by committing before the work is truly done. This broken setup is the basis for our first delivery promise, and it's the riskiest one you can choose. In the world of messaging system, you have three fundamental promises or delivery semantics. Kafka supports all three, and the one you choose has a huge impact on your data. The first one is at most once, the fire and forget gamble. This is what happens when you commit the offset before you process the message. As we just saw with a auto commit, if a failure happens after the commit but before processing finishes, the message vanishes. It will be delivered at most once, which really means it might be delivered 0 times. How to do it? Just use the default setting, enable auto commit equal to true, or if you manage offsets manually, call your commit method before your business logic runs. Well, when would you ever use this? Honestly, almost never. It's only acceptable for non-critical data where loss is okay, like tracing mouse movement for a website heat map. For anything else, this is playing with fire. The second one, at least once. This is most common and a much safer approach. Here you flip the logic. You commit the offset after your application has successfully processed the message. So how to do it? First you must disable the dangerous by default setting, enable auto commit equal to false. Then in your code, after your business logic for a message is complete, you manually call a method like consumer commit sync. Why it's better? If your app crashes after processing a message but before it commits the offset, it's not a disaster. On restart, it will just reread and reprocess the same message. No data is ever lost. But here is the trade-off: duplicates. In the exact scenario we just described, a crash between processing and committing the message will be processed a second time. Duplicates can also be introduced by the producer if it retries a send after a network hiccup. For many systems, this is a fair trade. It's often easier to build your other system to handle duplicates smoothly. For example, by making them idempotent with operations like upsert. Then it is to get back lost data. But for critical systems like financial ledger, a duplicate transaction is just as bad as a data lost. For that, we need the ultimate guarantee, achieving exactly one semantics. Exactly one semantics is the promise that every message is processed once and only once. No data loss, no duplicates. For years, this seemed almost impossible in distributed system. But Kafka made it reality by combining two powerful features: idempotent producer and atomic transactions. First, let's crush the producer side duplicate problem. We do this by making the producer idempotent, which is a fancy way of saying you can run an operation multiple times, but the outcome is same as doing it only once. You enable this with a single setting, enable idempotence equal to true on your producer. When you flip this switch, the Kafka brokers assign your producer a unique ID, PID, and the producer starts sending a sequence number with each batch of messages. The broker keeps track of the last sequence number it saw from the PID. The producer retries and sends a batch with a number it has already processed. The broker simply discards it while it's sending back a successful response. Problem solved. The producer can retry as much as it needs to, and the broker guarantees only the first message gets written. This setting also brilliantly forces acts to all, waiting for all replicas to confirm, and retries to a very large number, making your producer very reliable. But wait, this solves only half the problem. Idempotence stops producer duplicates, but it does nothing to solve our consumer race condition. For that, we need transactions. Kafka transactions let you group a series of action, reading, processing, and writing into a single atomic operation. This is the magic that changes reading a message to committing its offsets so that they either both succeed together or both fail together. Here is the flow in typical read, process, write application. You read a message from an input topic, you process it, you write the result to an output topic, and you commit the offset of your message you just read. With transactions, all of these steps are bundled into one single, unbreakable unit. If any steps fails, a database calls times out, the app crashes, the entire transaction is aborted. The output messages are never seen by anyone. And crucially, the input offset is not committed. When your application restarts, it picks up right where it left off, as if the failed attempt never has happened. To use this, you must set a transaction.id on your producer. This is a unique ID that helps the broker recognize your producer across restarts and blocks old zombie processes that might try a commit a stale transaction. But there is one last piece to this puzzle, and it's extremely important. Just because your producer is using a transactions doesn't mean your consumer are paying attention. By default, Kafka consumers have a isolation label of read uncommitted. What does that mean? It means they will read any message the moment it's written, even if it's part of transaction that has not finished and might get aborted later. If your consumer reads and acts on a message from the transaction that later fails, you are right back where you have started with corrupted data. To complete the exactly once guarantee, you must set your isolation label to read committed on your consumer side. With this, your consumer will only ever see messages from transactions that have been successfully committed. It makes your consumer blind to aborted data. This ensures it only ever acts on the data that is final, permanent, and safe. Let's put this all together to achieve true end-to-end exactly once processing. Here is your plan. In producer configuration side, enable idempotence equal to true. This is your first line of defense against duplicates. Transaction.id and some unique ID. This is what enables atomic operations. Acts equal to all. Required for idempotence, guaranteeing your data is as safe as possible. Retries to a very large number, lets your producer power through temporary network issues. In the consumer side, enable auto commit equal to false. This is an absolute must. You must manage your own offset. Isolation label equal to read committed. The final critical key to making your consumer pay attention to transactions. Now let's walk through the actual code flow that makes this ironical guarantee a reality. First, you call producer init transactions. This step registers your producer with the Kafka broker, ensuring it's ready for transactional work and fencing off the old zombies instance that might still running. The entire process is wrapped in a try-catch because in the distributed system, failures are inevitable. Our goal is not to prevent failures, but to handle them gracefully. Inside the try block, we kick things off with producer begins transaction. This is like drawing a line in the sand and telling Kafka everything that happens from now until I say commit or abort is one single atomic operation. Next, your consumer polls for records, just like it always does. You loop through the messages, and for each one, you do your business logic, transforming the data, calling another services, whatever you need to do, and create an output record. Then you use producer.send to send that new messages. But here is the key. Because you are inside a transactions, this messages isn't actually visible to any downstream consumer yet. It's in a pending state waiting for your final command. The next step is the real magic. You call producer.set offsets to transaction. This atomically bundles the offset of your messages you just consumed into the same transaction as the message you are about to send. You are creating an unbreakable link between the input and the output. Finally, you call producer commit transactions. This is the moment of truth. In one atomic action, Kafka makes all of your send message visible to the world and commits the consumer offset at the exact same time. It's an all or nothing success. But what if something goes wrong? That's what the catch block is for. If you get a Kafka exception, maybe a temporary network blip, you call producer abort transaction. This instantly discard all your pending output messages and roll back the offset. It's as if the attempt never has happened, and your application is safe to retry the whole batch. And for fatal errors like producer fence exception, which means you have a serious configuration problem, the logic shuts down the producer so a human can investigate. And if you are using Kafka Stream, it gets even easier. The framework handles all of this for you. You just set one property, processing guarantee equal to exactly once v2. That's it. You get all the power we just discussed with one line of configuration. Before we finish, take a second and think about your own Kafka applications. Are you using the default auto commit? If the answer is yes, or you are not sure, you have an important task after watching this video. Go check your consumer setting. Find enable auto commit. If it's true, you are running with a very high risk of data loss. And if you found this deep dive helpful for your building ultra reliable system, hit that subscribe button because you won't want to miss what's coming next. In our next video, we are exploring Kafka partitions and data distribution for insane scalability to show you how Kafka achieves its incredible performance. After that, we will dive into the different type of use cases in Kafka to inspire your next project. We solve the real world problems of distributed system right there every single week. We started with a scary thought. Your Kafka applications are secretly losing or duplicating data. We have journeyed through the tricky world of offset management and exposed how innocent looking auto commit default can lead to a disaster. We have explained the 3 delivery guarantees, at most once, at least once, and exactly once, and laid out a cleaner plan to achieve the only one that truly protects your critical data. You now know that exactly one semantics isn't impossible magic. It's a deliberate choice you make as an engineer. It's the powerful combination of an idempotent producer and atomic transaction and transaction aware consumers. It's about ensuring your reads, your processing, and your writes are all part of one unbreakable all or nothing operation. The choice is no longer between convenience and correctness. The tools are here, and as we have seen, they are straightforward to implement. Stop gambling with your data. Stop relying on defaults built for convenience. Go to your code, turn off auto commit, and make a conscious choice about the guarantee your application needs. Because after today, you can't stop hoping your data is safe and start knowing it is. You can stop losing data in Kafka right now.